All right, look, I heard you say, don't mind because we are few. I'm a Christian. Jesus Christ had only 12 disciples. It is the 12 disciples that spread his words all over the world. That today there are billions of people who are Christians. So it's not the number of persons. It's to what extent you listen and understand the message. We want this election to be about message and not about drugs or rice, money or liquor. You should not allow yourself to be treated as billy goats. That on election day, you treated a billy goat, election period, by giving you money, liquor, and drugs or rice. And then 6 years you suffer. 9 years you suffer. They don't even come back to you again. Many of the people that you elect don't even know the functions of the offices that they are vying for. Look, I have said repeatedly that Liberia is not a poor country naturally. A country that has a rich soil that is fertile. Nobody uses fertilizer to grow anything. And the soil that has diamonds, gold, iron ore, and other mineral resources cannot be considered a poor country. A country that has divided sunshine and rainfall. There are some countries in Africa that it takes 3, 4, 5 years for one drop of rain to fall. And they are better economically than Liberia because they have better leadership. Liberia is a rich country. On election day, we choose to be poor because we take bags of rice, money, and liquor and vote for people who do not understand the functions of the offices, are also selfish and do not love Liberia. If we change that attitude, Liberia will be a better country. And I strongly believe in a better Liberia. I will say! Speak, you can the president speak! Speak! Look, there is a country called Botswana. It gained independence in 1966. And go and read about it, young people. At the time of independence, Botswana budget was $3 million. But they elected a very honest person as the president, Sassarisi Kama. He set a legacy of honesty in his government. The country is a landlocked country. 70% of that landlocked country is desert, sand. Only 30% of the land is good for growing crops. On that 30%, Sassarisi Kama led his country to raise animals, cows, sheep, and goats. And they are able to export meat to other countries in Southern Africa. When we say landlocked, it has no sea coast. Then, later on, they found diamond in our sand. The only resource, mineral resource, that Botswana has is diamond. They manages it so well for the entire country that by 2006, the budget of Botswana rose from $3 million to $4 billion United States dollars. My God. With a population less than 3 million, you can imagine how rich our country is. It is considered it is rich because if you do the Google search, you will tell you it is the least corrupt country in Africa. Because of that, the roads are good, the health system is good, the education system is good, and the citizens of Botswana enjoy a higher level of happiness than most countries in Africa because of honest leadership. Liberia is the opposite of Botswana. We are A country that has a long sea coast, from Cape Mount to Cape Palmas, sandy, no rocks, no mud. We have 3 organized ports. Rain falls there almost every month. We have green coast. A forest land from Cape Mount to Cape Palmas. We are a blessed country. Most of the fruits around here, oranges, the plums and all it. When not planted, people ate them and dropped them and started growing by themselves. That is Liberian story. And that happens every time. In most countries, people plant and put fertilizer for things to grow. In Liberia, you just drop the seed and they grow by themselves. How can we say our country is naturally rich? But what we have naturally, we do not fit among the category of poor countries. Our poverty is linked to how we vote. Our poverty we have is poverty of judgment on election day. And so we choose poverty. We have to change that. Unless we change that, the people of Liberia will continue to suffer because they choose for short-term enjoyment one day. We need to change that. Now, for example, 2017 we say anybody can be president. That's not true. Knowledge and experience in any field, it once gave you the ability to perform. So it's like we say all the politicians in Liberia are cooking, they are this, they are that. We have all the things to say about politicians. But only another politician can improve what another politician has done. Look, if you take, I'd like to give this example. If you take your Mercedes-Benz to all the mechanics in Monrovia, to a lot of mechanics in Monrovia, and keep doing poor work, it will be another mechanic that will solve that problem. Just because so many mechanics are disappointing, it should not give you the reason to take your Mercedes-Benz to a carpenter. If you take your Mercedes-Benz to a carpenter, what are the tools that carpenters have? One of them is called hammer. And if you use the hammer on your car, at least when the mechanic repairs it, it takes 2 days, 3 days, and it gets spoiled. But you hammer your engine, hammer on the body of the car. In the end, will you have a car? No. And who do you blame? You blame yourself. Because the carpenter did not take your Mercedes. You carry your Mercedes to the carpenter. That's exactly what we did. Many of us did not expect any better result than what we are experiencing today. Leadership is about management. Look at youth empowerment. You were told Ronaldo will come play, Messi will play, the European team will play. We heard this, the young people saying it. It takes organization to do so. But under the football president, last year, Sierra Leone, Africans and Guinea went to the African country. The only manner of young country that did not go to the African country was Nigeria. The country had a football giant. Last year, FIFA declared SKT Stadium unfit for playing international football. Under the leadership of an African, of a former world football hero. Samuel Doe was not a football hero. Samuel Doe built the stadium. Samuel Doe created an international footballer called George Weah, Salisa Diba, Christopher Red, Joe Nambo. More than 15. They made a name in the world. Kevin City, all these people can play. Under this government, now one international player has been produced. And that's what the young people expected. They expected that under the football hero, they too will have opportunity to play abroad. So you can't see Messi, you can't see Gongloe, none of that. Today in Liberia, I've been to over 301 towns. I visited over 301 towns, all over Liberia, 13 counties. The only thing that young people are doing for a living in this country, there are two things. They are either digging people or they are riding motorbikes.
Yeah.
And those are tough jobs. You cannot dig go around motorbike at the age of 40. By the time you ride a motorbike, you reach 40, your bike is 80, you can't make it. I want to change that story. I want to change that story for young people. I want to educate you on what to vote for. When they say election is interest in terms of your improvement. So I want to educate. We finished with voter registration in Montserrado. We are on voter education now.
Definitely.
That I have a 10-point agenda. One of the things I talk about youth empowerment. One of the things I want to do is free trade schools in the 15 countries for the young people to learn trade. Yeah. Is that not better than bag of rice? You would be empowered to make money and buy your own bags of rice. The way I brought this car now, if you're mechanic something the wrong way, you'll make money immediately from your mind. We need to train young Liberians as carpenters, as mechanics, as electronic technicians, as electricians, as tailors, all of that, as listeners. That is how the young people will be empowered. Not by jolly. The next thing I want to do in the area of education, I see the brethren all over the country. You cannot solve a problem you don't know. I've been an advocate, so when I decided to run for the presidency, I said I would go all over Liberia and see the conditions under which people are living, so I can see the problem. Let me experience those conditions. I've been working on monkey bridges. I've crossed in Kenya. I even went to what's the town? Bakwai Town. Bakwai Town is a town in River Says where President John Rehan's mother was born in. He has never been there because the only way to go to that town is through crossing in Kino. 35 minutes on a motorized Kino. About 4 hours on a road Kino. I went there because everywhere Liberians live, I want to go and see how they live. Yes. So that I can be able to change the conditions tomorrow. You say you're a few here. Some of the places I go and see 20 people. But they are Liberians. I want to speak to every Liberian. To all Liberians. So I went there and I saw the condition under which they are living. There's no motor road that goes to that town. There's no superintendent, no representative, no senator has been with them. And the old man asked, why did you come here? I said, I want to be president for all Liberians. And there's no risk too big for you to take for Liberia. See the condition of the people. If you want to be a leader, you must be prepared to take risks for the people. You must be prepared to die for the people. You must be prepared to suffer for the people. That is what leadership is about. So I went there. Now, everywhere I go, I see that there's a lot of children are not going to school because their parents don't have money. There's no real free government school. So when I become president, from kindergarten to 12th grade, every Liberian child will go to the government schools in this country without paying 1 cent. Their carpet boats, their pencils, their textbooks, and the food they eat will be provided by government. It is happening in other countries. We will eliminate illiteracy, make all Liberians to read in 2 years. And this is how I will do it. Everything I tell you, I will tell you how to do it. Government will employ junior high students, senior high students in the town that have colleges, college students, and give them stipend. Each student after school to teach at least 10 illiterate people in his or community and be given stipend. Now you tell me, if you're a junior high, you're a high school student, and government gave you $10 US for your recess every month to teach 10 people in your community, will you not teach them how to read? You teach them, you teach them 1, 2, 3, ABC. Why is that important? Today, the whole world is operating on phone. And you can't operate phone if you can't read or write.
Yes.
If this old lady can read, I leave from here and I send her a text message and I say that secret between us and I put $20 inside. That secret will not be secret because she will take it and show it to somebody. And when the person reads, then that secret again. In fact, I gave this information, this example in Buchanan the other day in Fanti Town. And one woman said, I think it happened to me with the poll they call USA Direct. They came here, then when they went and sent my money to make market, I showed the text message, I showed my phone because the text message on the phone can read fast. I showed it to somebody, I said, read it in my phone. The boy read the thing, he said, oh, the phone came, they said they already reached my level. Then he went and took my money. Oh. Different person came and looked and said, oh, they gave you money, they got the money. He said, eh. One boy looked at the phone, he said, the boy said they already not reached my level. Her money was gone. And she could read and write without having to her? No. Another woman in Buffalo in a town called Supermarket told us her own daughter read her message and took $10,000 out for the $15,000 somebody sent to her because she can't read and write. You see that? So we want to change that situation by making every librarian to know how to read and write, and we can do that in 2 years. By giving incentive to junior high students, high school students, and college students. And in the towns that don't have school, I will employ college graduates full-time to teach everybody in those schools. I will strongly believe in 2 years, everybody will learn. Am I making sense?
Yes. It's sound.
So, that's one of the things I want to do. I have a 10-point agenda for better Nigeria, but I'd like to talk about 4 major projects, and I want the education to talk about. Is it good?
Yeah. Brilliant.
As president, I will take surprise visits to schools. I know when I will go to school, 7:30 we're putting on flag on the devotion line. I will visit schools in the morning at 7:30. 8 o'clock should be first period. So when I go to the school and I don't see the school principal, you are fired. And by the time we do 10, 15 schools and people lose their job, the other principals will be. Because the principal is not in the school, the teachers will not be there. And the students will not be there on time. And 7:30 is devotion time, 8 o'clock, first period. That's how you use the time to teach students to learn. And to get discipline in your process, knowing opportunity some time. Next thing is health area. My project number 2 in health area is this. The record, Ministry of Health record shows that there is high rate of death among pregnant women, children under the age of 5, and old people. So that's a national disaster. When I become president, pregnant women, children under the age of 5, and old people 65 years or up will have access to free medical treatment in government hospitals and clinics. They will not pay 1 cent. They will not pay 1 cent to reduce the rate of death among this vulnerable population. Vulnerable people in our population. Now let me tell you, many people will doubt what I'm saying. They say, Gongloe. Even JFK, that is the government big hospital. Government can give you medicine when you go there. They put prescription and they say go to Lucky Pharmacy and cross it, right? Yeah. But every year, government puts money in the budget for medicine, for equipment, for everything. So, I will make, when I become president, government hospital and clinics will be number one. It will be better than private hospital and clinic. This is how I would do it. As president, I will not just sit on the marshal. I will just get in the money. I'll go to JJ Dozen Hospital in Cape Town. I said, I came for medical checkup. I said, Mr. President, we didn't get this, we didn't get this, we didn't get that. I said, where is the hell in the hospital? Before going there, I will ask the Minister of Finance whether the money in the budget has been dispersed. He said, we didn't get it, we didn't get it. I said, okay, where there? You are dismissed. You are dismissed and turned over to the police for investigation to account for what government put in the hospital. Next day, I'll go to Bogasa and go fast. Surprise visit again. Next day, I found myself in the weekend. So, if about 10 heads of hospitals and clinics are in jail, answering for the crime against the Liberian, you think anybody will steal medicine from government? No. Yeah, I'm being fair. So, this is how I will make government hospital and clinics number one. By myself as president going there for medical checkup. Okay. And if I'm going there, ministers, not talking. People in the 3 branches of government will be going there, and government will not pay 1 cent for anybody going to This old man knows that when Topman built JFK, it was number one in West Africa. Today is nothing. It is called just for killing. We have to change that situation. And the only way we can do it is ourselves to go there. You see, this government built 14 military hospitals. And all the government officials say that the number one in West Africa is the best. God move from behind the bank. And what God can do is that when God can pay debt properly. Minister of Finance who said that the best hospital on the local road, yeah, I said here, what guy injured. Why he didn't go to 14 military hospitals? Why? He went to Turkey and sent his driver and the security of JFK. Leadership by example. If he wants us to believe that our hospital is the best, he himself should have gone there for 2 paying. He himself should have gone there for 2 paying. God wanted to show how much deceptive they are, how they lie to our people. Now what happened to him? When you say the hospital go, you president go there yourself. Ministers go there yourself now. The president who paid 14 military and not even gone there one day for checkup. To even check his pressure. So why should they lie to us? A leader, the only way to lead properly is by example. When you talk and you do different people don't respect you. So I talk about education, I talk about health. The next project I have, these are 4 life-changing projects. In health, people's life will change when we do this, right? Yes. More people will live. In education, more children will go to school. Young people will have trade, and a lot of people, the electricity will be eliminated. The next thing we want to do is road condition. I just came from Southeastern Nigeria. It is terrible. What? Oh my God. There's a place called Kilipo Kamweke in River G. I don't know how many people know River G. But you come from Kilipo Kamweke to Bebo Kamweke when the road is good, 30 minutes maximum. 20 or 30 minutes per car maximum. I had an event last week in Kilipo Kamweke. I sent a motorcycle ahead to tell the people in Bebo Kamweke that I will meet them at 6 o'clock. Because of the road condition, I reached at 1 a.m. in the morning. 8 hours. 20 potholes. 8 hours, not potholes, mud. This dry season, we got on the road. If you see the video, I'm there with the shovel myself opening the water. I was not joking. We were all walking, we were putting the rocks down for the car to walk on. That was the smallest part. By the time I went ahead the mud, I had to take off my shoes. We were walking in the mud with my shoes. There were over 20 cars parked, stuck in the mud. Gas tanks, tankers, trucks, everybody. So even though we have 4x4 cars, we stayed there until 1 a.m. in the morning before we reached. So you can play anything in a country like that. where you can determine when you reach the next destination. There are people from Southeastern Nigeria who don't want to go back to their countries because when they go, they don't know when they are coming back.
They are here.
You lose your job. If you work with a company, you go for a weekend, you lose your job because you're not coming back. That now only that distance, everywhere we went. People were telling me, Cllr, Gongloe will be waiting for you 2 days. I said, I'm sorry. I was talking in mud. Everywhere we went. Look, and let me tell you how road is so bad. Bad road is not good for a country. Imagine you planted you got a planting farm in Baptist Seminary, you want to bring the money. You credit money from the Susu Club, you fill your truck with planting. You say the money I credited, I'll pay your next week, I'll come up, I'll go, I'll carry my truck of planting to go back shop. You reach a month, you spend 8 days there. It will get rotten, right? Yeah. Then instead of selling the planting so you can get money and pay the person you took money from, you become a debtor, you take it to court. Right? You start going to court. The next thing that makes so when you have a bad road, it multiplies poverty, it increases poverty. The next thing is the biggest clinic there is in Baptist Seminary. So you come from Kilipo Seminary or from Kuduken, and you want to go to Baptist Seminary, and you're sick, and the ambulance take you from Kilipo Seminary, and they say the doctor has to see you within 1 hour. You will die right at the mud, right? You die right there. If I pregnant woman, the pregnant woman will die there. So when you have bad road, it is risky, for security of the human person. You also undermines poverty and then attempt to empower yourself. So that's why a lot of people don't make fun and say, but look at the road, I'll be wasting my time. You see how bad it is? But I want to change that story. I want to change that story by looking at, for example, the old man will know. On a door, there were public work yards in all of the counties. And the roads were meeting. The roads were meeting. Look. In 1979, I was a student at university. When they closed the university, I wanted to do something in Cape 6 o'clock, I told a commercial vehicle from taxi to go that far. From Harper, by 9 o'clock, that same day I was in Monrovia. It can't happen today. It can't happen today. In fact, I saw a man from Hollywood who was talking to mom in the paper. I said, even you Hollywood man. We went to Cape Town, we came by, a paper was still there. So I told him, what's wrong with Hollywood doing the old thing that Topman used to do? Topman do and Topman did. When they have Hollywood, everywhere. I grew up in Tapeta, I never heard that the road between Zredu and Tapeta cut off one day. Because dry season like this, the yellow machine will be used to maintain all the roads, to rehabilitate all the roads, and put gutters to the extent that even in the height of the rainy season, no car got stuck. So the country was doing better. People were more wealth because they could go to market, sell the things, they could move. The government today is violating the right of freedom of movement of the Liberian citizen. It is a constitutional right to move freely. It is a right under the Universal Declaration of Human Rights to move freely. That right is being violated by the government of Liberia. It is government obligation to make sure that we move freely. As president, I want to change that story. I want to bring the public work yard back in all of the countries and put them in the major towns so that the roads can be constantly meeting for people go to market, for health conditions. When you have a bad road, as I was telling you, ambulance become totally meaningless. What is ambulance? On Lofa Road the other day, you see That's why when you want to be president, you go over the country. I can speak about the whole country now. On Lofa Road the other day, from Zozo to Vanjama. The road is so bad and rocky. I heard Sarin behind me, one of my chair, our ambulance. I said, but I can run faster than that ambulance. So if a sick person is dead, the person will die. Because the purpose of ambulance is to take a sick person from his or location to the hospital, you know, faster than myself. So, you see that all over the country. What is wrong with putting at least 10 caterpillars on the southeastern road between Ganta and Kipamo to just keep the roads maintained? But you know what? They want to contract everything to get 10%. When you put government machine, you can't get 10%. You got to contract and get a 10%. So we will change that story by putting probably where he has to have the other machine in all of the counties so that the roads are maintained and the farm to market roads are built. To have more farm to market roads. Does that make sense?
Sound.
The last of the four projects that I want to undertake. The last of the four projects I want to undertake have to do with food. The food. In Liberia, we are standing here. If they bring us, all of us, one plate of cassava gravy with chicken, we eat. 7 o'clock, everybody asks you, have you eaten today? What you say? We eat 98 because you do not eat rice. All over the country, I tested it from Cape Mount to Kipamos. I've been to Cape Mount to Kipamos in this going around my awareness. Each place they will say we eat it because you do not eat rice. But then rice, we say we love, and the only thing we call food is not grown yet because when you colonizing the whole to plant rice, it is archaic, not happening anywhere in the world again. Colonizing the whole cannot feel Liberia. So I want to change that story. When I become president, we will introduce mechanized farming for the production of rice. Mechanized sound. You will buy caterpillars, tractors, combine harvesters, and get them to the farmers in the 15 countries through the farmers cooperatives. It is true that the only machine can make farm big the fires too. The place that ordinary people can take 1 week, 1,000 people can take 1 week to cut, to brush. Caterpillar can take 1 week to clear. So, when we have machines all over the country, we have like cocoa or salad rubber. There will be like 4 or 5 rice farms like that in each of the countries. When we have large farms like that, will Liberia go hungry? No. Will the price of rice go up? No. Then we have solved the problem. But that's not sufficient for me. I want to transform Liberia from being a rice importing country to a rice exporting country. So in addition to the fact that the farmers will be growing rice with machines, the army was created for our security, our collective security. The army is supposed to protect us against our enemy. The army since 1908, more than 100 years, has never fought war. It will never fight Sierra Leone, Guinea, or Ivory Coast. Never. In the next 1,000 years, because those are sister brothers and sisters across the world will never fight each other. No. So when I become president, I will declare a war and make the army to fight that war. I will declare war against hunger. And I will buy machines and give it to the military and say, these are your war machines. Now, go to war and defeat hunger by producing not less than 100 acres of rice in each of the 15 countries. So, if the army is producing rice using machines, and the farmers are producing rice using machines, will we go out of rice here?
Never.
In fact, I
3,000 they will be eating.
Yes. Will the price of rice never go up? I see a situation where Liberia, instead of spending $200 million a year to India to send us rice, we would be sending rice out and making $500, $600, $700, $800 million from revenue generated from sending rice. Then we have changed the story. I'm running for the office of presidency to be the project manager to change Liberia's story for the better. That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm giving you 4 pillars. But let me tell you, these 4 pillars, one of the things, somebody will ask, youth empowerment, I want entertainment, sports, all of those things will be well developed. I want sports in such a way that Liberian young people will be exposed to all the sports in the world. Cricket, boxing, swimming, everything. So that Liberian young folk can go to Olympic too. Yes. We'll open theaters for performing arts, for the talents to be exposed, for to produce more musicians, to have our own actors for the cinema industry. Comprehensive youth empowerment that goes from academic to sports and entertainment. That is what is happening in other countries. Alright? Our cultural center will be open. And there will be cultural center. Liberia is good. Liberia is better for tourism than most countries. Yes. Let me tell you. When you go to Gambia is making tens of millions of dollars on tourism. But Gambia gets small. And not anywhere compared to what Liberia has. Liberia has 43% of the remaining tropical forest in Africa. And some of the trees there, the mahogany and all that, are not found anywhere in the world. They are only found in Liberia. If we have a good government, people will be flowing to the country just to come see Liberia forest. Go in and see the birds, we have the animals. Liberia is the only country that has what they call pygmy hippopotamus. Yes. They got pygmy hippopotamus around the world. The species that Liberia has, it doesn't exist anywhere. So for that alone, people will come to see the pygmy hippopotamus. They are in the Sapling National Forest. They pay money. A particular frog was discovered in the Lima Forest. It exists only in Liberia. Scientists will come to see that frog. That's strange thing that travelers go to see. And then when it's snowing in Europe, in America, a lot of people come here because we have sandy beaches from Cape Mount to Cape Palm. How many countries have that? Bahamas said does not have that. All we need in this country is good governance, good leadership to attract all of them. People will build hotels along the beaches from Cape Mount to Cape Palm. That will create a lot of jobs. Even the thing I'm talking about, mechanized farming, the young people that will go to mechanical school, all that, they will be operating these machines. Guess what? That will be creating jobs for them. Today in Liberia, go to Metro City, today in Metro City, other places, you see so many Guineans. Why? Because the Guineans come, the communists come. What can you do? I'm a heavy-duty mechanic. I'm a heavy-duty operator. I'm a carpenter. Then they tell you, what do you do? I can do anything. Public administration. I can do anything. I got a degree in criminal justice. So, young people from other countries are getting good jobs in our country than Liberia.
True.
The governments of other countries train their citizens. It is the obligation of the government to train its young people. Our governor of Liberia has neglected its duty to the young people, and is still doing so. Guinean government, Nigerian government, Ghanaian government, Sierra Leone government is performing its duty. So the young people can come here, get the jobs, and send the money by mobile money to the country, and we make good money here. And we don't. We have to change that story. We have to change that story. Now, all of the things I said, the 4 area education, health, food production, require money. So where I talk about rule of law, let me tell you, the thing is, everything I said requires money. But stealing our government is old age has been there. But this government here, they can steal money faster than monkey can steal banana. They can steal money so much to the extent that our treasury looks just like fishing net. If you put fishing net in water, you take it, water can be inside? No way. How? Our treasury. We have to change that. So one of the things we'll do is to sweep corruption from the government.
I see you where you're from. I see you where you're from.
We'll sweep corruption. And I ask you to join me because one person can do it. See, one strand of broom is easy to break. I want to get out. So I want all of you to join me so we can sweep corruption from the government. This is how you join me. And when we sweep corruption, we're not throwing in the dumper. No. Because when the breeze blows, the day will come. So what we do is burn it, right? This is how we do it together. When I become president, the salary and benefit of the president, the salary and benefit of the official of government, the 3 branches of government will be on the internet.
Wow, Peru.
You know the salary of official government in Switzerland, right? Yep. It's on internet. It is that secrecy that they buy behind to steal. Because when a minister become minister after 300 billion, 5 billion, when you say you steal, you say you don't know what salary. I want everybody to know you. Open your phone, you see it right there. So that your phone can get on the radio and say, Mr. John Brown is stealing. Because we know his salary. Whole year salary can be 50,000. Where you got money from to pay 5 billion? Then you'll be talking on the radio. Then President Gongloe now, the security plan. They say your minister building house, whatever. I sent for the minister. The minister comes. Yo. The minister comes. I say, is it true that you building house in the small junction community? He said, yeah. I say, you are fired. I tell him over the Nigerian Anti-Corruption Commission for full investigation and prosecution. When you are found guilty, that person found guilty, you go to jail for 5 to 10 years. That's not sufficient for me. The law provides for confiscation. The balance of the corrupt money in the bank will use the law to take it from you. The buildings you build without corruption money, the cars you bought will use the law to take off from you. Then the family will start suffering. The family that were enjoying the corruption money will now be suffering. So my question to you, when 5 ministers are in jail for 10 years each, and their family members suffering, any minister want to see again? No. Any minister also our government, any president also our government who wants to be minister so you can steal money, we want government job again. Then we finish sweeping corruption now. We finish burning, right? When we do that, we'll have enough money for our food production, for our education system, for our health system, for our road system. But more than that, you all know right now in the interior, maybe not here, all this secret killing is connected to corruption. Because when you go to medicine man and say, I really want to be managing director of MPA or whatever, you say, bring him up in house. I really want to win the election because the people getting 30,000 out free at home. Bring him up in album. I really want to be senator. Bring him up in height. I really want to be this. Bring him up. So it is not a salary. It is the corruption inside government that makes government so attractive to corrupt people to the extent that they go and kill. So when we stop corruption, not only will we have enough money to develop the country, but we'll create safety for all like this. When I was growing up, my mother, I was 7 years old, she said, when you come from school, come in here on the farm, your food will be there. This time in Nigeria, nobody can do it. They had men all over the place, especially during election time. All right? So we stop corruption. This, in short, is my plan. I have a 10-point agenda. I give you the full. Does it make sense to you? Yes. Does it make sense to you?